history of comedy. My son, you guys heard a lot about my daughter, but my son, my middle son, is going to do comedy. Please welcome to stage Mr. Ryan McComb, everybody.
Yeah, so you heard that right. Ken McComb's son, growing up.
Doesn't look like you at all.
It was always weird, thinking when I screwed up, is he going to put this in the set, but then my sister got pregnant and that didn't have anything to worry about. Thank you. Thank you, niece. I can look at her and think of that every time. But he makes a lot of jokes about having hand-me-ups, because obviously, that's why I didn't mess around with this, because, a little shorter. And so, when the roles got reversed today, I forgot all my jeans in Poland, so I'm wearing these. Little Wayne up here in the skinny jeans. I don't know what he thinks it's a joke because they're tight on me, but this is risking his grandkids right here. It's so tight. But growing up, a lot of kids, most kids, they grow up thinking that their dad's a lot like Superman, And I grew up thinking that my dad liked Superman a lot. And it turns out I was right, and a lot of their dads turned out to be dicks. So, it turned out I was right. And so, I just turned 21 about 8 or 9 months ago, and so I finally got to see my dad do comedy in, a more loose environment like that. And something else I found out he likes is smoking weed. I don't know, I must have been the most naive person out there, because I had no idea, but thinking back on it, my childhood makes so much more sense now. There was no joke. One time, I remember this distinctly, we were at Toys R Us, and the car broke down, he said. And so he said, go on into Toys R Us and look around, I'll be out here at the car. And I went in and walked back to check on the car, and he's smoking a cigarette. It wasn't a cigarette. No, it was not. It was probably a joint. Another time we wanted macaroni and cheese, but we're out of milk because he's a comedian, not a lot of money. We're out of milk, and so he says, we'll put 7-Up in the recipe instead of milk. At the time, I'm a little kid, and that's fun. And then there was a while where it didn't make a lot of sense, and then I found out he smoked, and it made a lot of sense. The pieces were really put together. And then the final thing, the one that really clenched it, was the fact that he liked SpongeBob so much more than me and my siblings. He's sitting there, you guys have seen him crack up laughing. He is sitting there dying. I think he's about to pass out. That's not even funny, but he was baked out of his mind. And so, it's nice to be able to come into Spokane. I live in Pullman now, and so it's nice to be able to come to Spokane and see him. I'm here for Hoop Fest, I'm sure a lot of you guys are excited for Hoop Fest. And my favorite, if there was a Hoop Fest bingo card, my favorite one to fill out would be the homeless court monitor. Has anyone ever seen these people? Because Nike gives out a free pair of shoes and a free shirt to anyone who volunteers to be a court monitor, And so there's always 4 or 5 people. You can see them from a mile away, And day 1, they kind of hold it together. They got their new shoes on. But day 2, holy shit, you come in, and at some point during the night, they had traded their nice new shoes for some sort of methamphetamine. Their shirt they lost in their meth rage somehow. So they're standing there with their beard on, just holding it together. You have to expect when the coins flipped at the beginning of the game, you have to expect them to instinct to kick and just grab out, catch the coin, mumble God bless to you, So that's something to look forward to Hoop Fest this weekend. Anyway, that's